Hello and welcome, this is MechCommander, and we're back with some more MechCommander 2. I won't be working for my previous employer. Not only did she betray me, but I also could be held responsible for the death of her son, as my men did pretty much kill him. So, let's see what's going on now by listening to the mission briefing.
I cut the deal as you instructed, sir. You'll get revenge, but we're not gonna get rich doing it.
I talked to the troops, Skipper. We're in. Let's do them all.
I've got Baxter waiting.
I'm glad we could help out there. My men owe you a lot for saving their families from the internment camp. But listen, I've made a deal and I really need for you to be a part of it. This is Major Kelly of House Davian.
Commander.
Major Kelly has agreed to help us in our fight for independence.
My men will continue to fight against House Liao, but I will not fire on House Steiner. Understand, this is in direct violation of my orders. But David Renard is my friend. He was my commanding officer and I owe him a lot. I don't know what's happened to him, but I won't fight him anymore.
We can't offer you much, but you'll be working for the people now. That must be worth something.
Alright, well I don't know what to think of Major Kelly, but let's go ahead and take a look at the mission. So we have defensive counter Bannock. Defend Bannock from the combined Liao-Steiner assault and prevent the city from falling under their control. Okay, so our main objective, or our only objective so far, is to defend Bannock from the enemy forces. Commander, we've got a situation in the city of Bannock. A combined force of Steiner and Liao mechs attacked the city at dawn yesterday and succeeded in taking control of most of the terrain north of the river. We need to destroy the incoming Steiner and Liao units before they tear down the city. I've also listed important secondary objectives that we need recaptured. Okay, they're not listed yet, so I guess we'll see. I can't stress the importance of Bannock enough. It's the largest city for several hundred miles and our primary resupply point. If Bannock falls, we could lose every sector in the region. Okay, and that's from Baxter. Okay, tactical officer notes. Well, it looks like Steiner and Liao have finalized their treaty. This should be a tough engagement. Steiner's got heavy armor, Liao's got speed and stealth. Luckily, we have access to Davian's supply of clan equipment. Clan mechs and weapons are the cutting edge of technology. You won't find better. I imagine Steiner will come straight up the middle. They've got the armor for that. Liao, though, as we've learned, prefers the indirect approach. Keep an eye on your flanks, just in case they manage to sneak some units across the river. Baxter sent some maps along, and he wasn't kidding about Bannock being a resupply point. There's resource buildings all over the place and a couple of repair bays. Grab everything you can because we'll need it. That probably will be the only way we get resource points, but it's good that we finally have some. We didn't have any in the last mission. Okay, so we have 320 tons to work with. And right now it looks like we have the Atlas, Cyclops, and Mad Cat selected from the last mission. And what else could we fit in here? So it's saying that we wouldn't be able to fit much else. I could go a little bit lighter, remove the Atlas, and perhaps put a couple of other mechs in here. For example, we could do... Could we do 2 catapults? See what happens. Okay, so we could do another 90 tons. What do we have here? Well, let's look at the buy and sell first. I don't have a lot of cash on hand because we didn't get paid for the last mission, although I was able to salvage some things, and if I remember correctly, I picked up a bushwhacker, which we can immediately sell. We don't need to keep these around. Honestly, we could probably sell some of the mechs I've been keeping in storage as well if we're really tight on cash. So let's see what we've got. So far, looks like the heaviest mech we have available is a Jaeger mech, which I may already have. I'm actually not sure if I have one of those. Yeah, I have a couple of those, so I don't need any of those. Vulture, we already have at least 1, maybe 2. Yeah, we have 3 as a matter of fact, so I might want to sell one of those. An Enfield, a Shadow Cat, we should have some of those. Wolfhound, and an Uller. So we don't really need anything from here because we have everything they could be selling us by salvaging and what have you. But I am going to go ahead and sell that Bushwhacker just so we have a little bit of cash to work with. So as I was saying, we could run the Highlander, which would be a replacement for the Atlas, lose that on 10 tons, but roughly some of the same capabilities, at least the same speed, so that would be similar. We could also run the Zeus, which was part of our really powerful lineup before, where we had the catapult the Cyclops, and I think a Zeus or something like that. I don't, again, remember 100%. But let's say we run the Zeus, which has the foot speed at the very least. And if I got rid of the catapult, we could go up another 10 tons at least. So we could rock this mech here, which has good foot speed, which would be the same as the foot speed that our Mad Cat has. And it would also give us the ability to have jump jets. So that could be really good for us. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to remove the catapult, and we're going to instead put this mech in. Okay, so we're exactly at 320. That's pretty good setup so far. I'm going to want to take a look, though, at our mechs. I think the Cyclops, the Mad Cat are going to be set up because we used them in the last mission. I don't think we've gotten any better tech. Although, according to what we read there, we do have access to clan tech. I think we had access to that clan tech anyway, so nothing really to do there. Let's take a look at the Zeus. It's probably been a long time since we've modified it. So it looks like I do have... Actually, it looks like we are already good to go here, so we don't need to modify that mech. And finally, we'll just look at the mech here, because it might be a while since we... No, this is all clan stuff too. So it looks like we're pretty much good to go as far as the mech loadout. So, alright, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. We've got our mechs, so let's go ahead and go on to the pilot allocation. Now, as far as pilot allocation goes, this is going to be a little bit of a harder mission, I'm assuming, but I don't want to just keep using veteran pilots all the time. I mean, it seems like that would be the best call, but if we lose one of these pilots, it's going to be pretty much unreplaceable. So I may run Worm and Hacksaw and these two mechs, but then I'm thinking about running greener pilots on the other two. Granted, these are our heavier mechs out of the bunch, so... Unfortunately... Okay, let's see. So, 258, 226. So the Zeus is going to be our, I think, lightest mech out of this bunch. I can't, unfortunately, see these mechs with the pilots installed. So, 290, 272. So these two are going to be the lighter armored of the bunch that we have. The Mad Cat and the Cyclops being more heavily armored. Okay, well, with that being said, what do we got for armament? So... some LRMs. Okay, well, let's take a look at our green pilots. Hammer might be a good call for this mech here. Or Chopper. We could alternatively also use one of our regular pilots. Oh, you know what? That's true. We did get that one clanner. Is that Payback and Nuke, I'm guessing? Alright, we haven't used them at all, so technically they are green pilots. Alright, well, they don't have skills that are going to really help me, I don't think, but... they don't really have all that great of stats, either. We definitely have pilots that are better than that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put Claymore in this mech. And then we'll put somebody that's a fairly good shot, like Psycho, in the Zeus. Alright, so we have a little bit of lesser experienced pilots. I'm not going to use green pilots for this mission, though, because I think it's too important of a mission. And let's see how we do.
We're too late, sir. Steiner and Leo have taken over the city. We'll need to take out whatever forces are stationed here and defeat any reinforcements.
Okay, well, we're gonna have different objectives now. So we have destroy all Liao and Steiner units, recapture Davian headquarters, recapture the city's power generator, and recapture sensor control. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the map real quick here, just so that we can take a look at what is out there. So first things first, let's come on over to this area here. So we have some vehicles, it looks like. Because we have Worm there, we actually know exactly what they are. So we have a couple Star Slayer mechs and a partisan vehicle. And this is the headquarters, I'm assuming, that we're supposed to capture. That's the A. Okay, and then we also have the B, which is going to be recapture the city's power generator, which is over here. And that is going to be this building here. Okay, and then we also have the sensor control, which is way up in the north over here, which is that building. Okay, so unfortunately, that means that the sensor grid's going to be working against us this entire time, and they'll know exactly where we are, so they'll be able to counter us, because we're going to have to go all the way up north to really capture that, and I don't have the mechs to dodge things. Now, we do have resource buildings around that I'm going to have to keep my eye out for, and other than that, things like this might be good to capture because the turrets are facing the direction we want them to be facing. So if we get a counterattack coming across, that might be a good idea. What I'm probably thinking is going to happen here is we are going to get assaulted by the enemy, perhaps. So let's just go ahead and start moving over towards our first objective over here. Now, I don't really have foot speed with this loadout, so it's going to be a lot harder for me to capture things. The Mad Cat and the whatever the other Liao mech is called are pretty decent for our lance, but not all that speedy. We can use the jump jets, though, that Claymore has in his mech to try and get over walls if we can. Honestly, it looks like we can circumvent this turret grid altogether, though, if we don't want to really deal with it. So, as a matter of fact, let's start rerouting up north a little bit. Now, they should know I'm here, so we'll see how that goes. Matter of fact, let's grab our Mad Cat, which is piloted by who now? Hacksaw? Oh, here they come. Okay, let's grab our group. And I'm actually going to have them move back over towards the road so that we can get line of sight here. And then we'll go ahead and attack.
Psycho here.
Let's keep this guy away from us.
Get more shit better than that. Hacksaw here. Hey, I'm under fire. That was pretty.
Okay.
Let's go. You and me. Psycho here. Okay, I got it.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, that's right. Die.
Okay, I'm going to actually take Claymore here instead. And we're just going to try and run in and capture this building. We'll get hit a little bit, perhaps.
I've got the building, sir.
All right.
Claymore reporting.
Go ahead and grab the command group. We have this vehicle here, so we're going to go ahead and tell everybody to run up and attack it.
Here. Yeah, target locked in. Roger that. See ya.
Okay, that's done. Let's go ahead and capture the headquarters here.
Objective complete.
All right.
Building's captured.
Now, before I go any further, I just want to look around and make sure we're not walking by any resources that may be in the area. So we've got that area up there. Nothing over here that I see. Now, there could be vehicles. This looks like something. And we also have a vehicle in our sensor range. So there's something over in the water as well. We've got a shootist mech. And there's something else over here, but okay, it's a vehicle. According to this, we have actual line of sight to it as well. So let's go ahead and just mosey on over there. There shouldn't be any defenses to worry about, so let's go ahead and take care of that. We do have some resource points. If we want to use airstrikes and things like that, we can. Although, I really don't know what would be a good place for that.
Claymore reporting. Copy that target.
As much as we are assaulting defenses, we're also trying to capture them, though, so just go in and capture this resource building
Acknowledged.
while we're on the way. Now again, they're going to know us that we're coming.
Psycho here. Okay,
Let's back off, because a Hetzer has very heavy autocannon. We don't want to get hit by that. We also have a Shootist coming in.
Psycho here. He's as good as dead. Psycho here. Okay, I got
Okay,
it.
Shootist coming in. We should have line of sight. We just have to
That'll be my pleasure.
keep our distance here. As the Shootist does not have much in the way of long-range firepower, we're going to be able to take advantage of a lot of their...
Claymore reporting. I'm being
Okay.
targeted. That was pretty.
Let's go ahead and run over and capture that resource building now. So again, while we're in the sensor grid, the enemy's going to know where we are, and they are going to counterattack us.
The building's captured.
All right, you know what? Actually, if we have stuff in our sensors, we could airstrike it. Like, for example, the Hollanders here, they're just staying put. So, need an airstrike.
Commencing countdown.
I see we killed one of them. So anything like that we see, like for example, there's a Vedette here, we could blow it up by blowing up the fuel here, but that would only kill one vehicle, and I don't think that's worth an airstrike. We also have... Alright, I think that's probably good enough for now. Let's just go ahead and continue the mission. Let's go over to B. I don't think there's anything else that screams airstrike right now. But as we move our sensors along, we'll see more things, and maybe we'll have more that we'll want to capture or hit with airstrikes. As a matter of fact, I should look around for more capturable buildings. We have that one. Okay, nothing up there. Oh, there is a repair bay, so that'll be good later when we go back up north. Okay. We have a partisan. The vehicles I don't really worry about as much. It's more the mechs. And if we have mechs that are like sitting still like that, those are perfect targets for an airstrike. Well, let's just go ahead and keep running over this way. And as I said, I'm not seeing any other capture points. So there's one here. Let's go ahead and go towards that.
All right.
It's going to be on the route to the Hetzer anyway. Let's start moving up this way.
Too many bad guys.
Okay, let's keep moving so it... Okay, good.
Bye. 10-4.
Okay, we've got
Enemy resources
more
captured.
baddies. Now we can just hit this fuel ourselves without needing an airstrike too. So as long as the Vedette doesn't move,
Hacksaw here.
we'll be able to hit it with this.
Mech power-up detected.
Boom. Well, so much for that mech. Powered up and then it died. Okay, and then we've got this vehicle on its way.
Psycho here. He's as good as dead. One less enemy.
Okay, another one on its way.
Psycho here. Okay, I got him. One less enemy. Show me something. Check.
So we've got many more airstrikes that we can do if it comes to that. So far, it seems like only a couple of vehicles up in front of us.
Mech power-up detected.
Okay, another mech power-up. Looks like a Star Slayer.
Enemy. Worm here. They're on me. See ya. Psycho here. He's as good as dead. Damn, I've got blood in my eyes. All right. Mech destroyed.
All right. We are getting a little beat up here.
10-4.
What do we got up north? It's like two things staying still.
Objective complete.
Go at the building, sir.
We could hit the ammo dump, and that would take out what's here. The turret control over there. I mean, we're on this side of the map, so I'm really tempted to do that. Let's go ahead and run up north. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use our mechs to hit this ammo dump.
Worm here. Yeah.
And if there is a mech here that's going to power up or anything like that, hopefully the ammo explosion will get them.
Mech power-up
Yep.
detected.
Kind of suspected that might be the case. So you wake up and you fall down.
Claymore reporting. That'll be my pleasure.
Okay, got an LRM carrier here.
Psycho here. Okay, I got him.
Okay, let's go capture this building.
See ya. Affirmative.
Okay, we are going to get hit a little bit here.
I've got the building, sir. Claymore reporting. I'm being targeted.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go over and capture that repair bay now. The lookout tower is allied, so we don't have to worry about that. And we just have a patrolling vehicle, so we pretty much have the south taken care of. Alright, there are some stationary things here. Oh, this is screaming airstrike here. Go ahead and strike it.
Airstrike confirmed. Commencing countdown.
Okay, we didn't actually take out the Hollander. That's surprising. Considering that we
Psycho here. He's as good as
dropped an airstrike on top of them.
I love this job. Acknowledged. Vehicle destroyed.
Alright. Go ahead and capture the repair bay here.
Roger that.
Now, there are enemies in the area.
I've got the building, sir. Hacksaw here. It's as good as dead. I copy, sir. Claymore reporting.
Okay.
No one likes me. Yeah, he's done. Psycho here. Okay, I got him. See ya. Hacksaw here. Locking in target.
Okay. Hacksaw's gonna run up
Acknowledged.
and capture that. Claymore is gonna come over and get repaired. They're gonna take some damage
The building is mine.
on Hacksaw, but we now have the
Hacksaw
turrets.
here. Hey, I'm under fire.
Okay.
Claymore reporting. I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's go ahead and get Hacksaw into the repair bay. Hacksaw in the repair bay. And we'll repair up our mechs. That Hollander has to be just about dead. I mean, airstrike right on top of it, and it had all those fuel explosions on around it. I'm surprised as hell it's still alive.
Hacksaw here. All buffed and shiny, boss.
Okay, who else needs a repair job? Looks like this is the last guy that needs any repairs. I'll go up and capture the sensor grid.
I'm here. Good to go, boss.
Okay, we have some contacts over on the edge of our sensors. It looks like a bunch of vehicles. I'm going to leave those be. I'm not going to worry about them right now. Let's just go straight into the sensor grid. Now, they might be coming to attack me.
Psycho here. He's as good as dead.
We need a heavier mech here, so...
Copy that target. Psycho here. Okay, I got him.
Still surprised that it lived through the airstrike.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay. So I'm going to run over to our secondary objective here and see what we have around it. It looks like just a couple vehicles here.
Psycho here. Okay, I got him.
Yeah, a bunch of mechs on the
Psycho
way,
here. He's
perhaps.
as good as dead. Consider it done.
Now it's possible
Claymore reporting.
they're moving to meet
Copy
me.
that target. Claymore reporting. That'll be my pleasure. He's dust. Nice.
If so,
Psycho here. He's as good
then
as
the turret
dead.
grid that we captured should slow him down a little bit.
Claymore reporting. Copy that target. Claymore reporting. That'll be
Run
my
over here.
pleasure. Vehicle destroyed. All right.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they
Objective complete.
All right. The building's captured.
are over here on our turret grid. Okay, so let's run over there. You have a lot of contacts over here. If I could figure out a way to land an airstrike on them. Let's go ahead and throw this
Copy.
down.
Transporting artillery beam.
Okay, they're probably going to overwhelm
Power up detected.
the turret, but hopefully we can get here in time to stop them from capturing it.
Worm here. Roger that.
Turrets deactivated.
All right.
Psycho here.
So much for that, but that's okay.
Dead. Psycho here. He's as good as dead. Hacksaw here. Hey, I'm under fire.
Okay, let's back off.
He's dust. 10-4.
Okay, one mech down.
Mech destroyed. Worm here. Yeah, target locked in. I love this job. Hacksaw here. Looks like I'm the target.
Take care of the attack helicopter.
Psycho here. He's
Okay.
as good as dead.
Heavily damaged mechs here.
Worm
That
here.
one's dead.
Roger that. Target confirmed. Mech destroyed. Mech destroyed. Hacksaw here. Locking
Let's
in
back
target.
off while that one explodes.
Roger that.
Okay. Now we could go in for a repair, but actually, all we have is this one powered up mech. Possibly two powered up mechs. If there was any resource points over here, I missed it. But let's go ahead and just airstrike. Oh. I was about to say the mech, but again, I don't see a reason why not to airstrike here.
Airstrike confirmed. Commencing countdown.
I'm going to do it a little bit further away from the building. Ah, we have more forces coming in here. Okay, those are going to be captured. Let's go ahead and run over and capture that resource building if it's still standing, which it looks like it is. All right, we don't have any defenses to fall back on now because they already overwhelmed. And I'm not actually exactly sure what my game plan is for this, other than just capture this building.
All right.
So that was the Liao forces. I'm going to guess that this is the Steiner forces coming in for the attack.
Enemy resources captured.
Okay.
Buildings captured.
Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and go back to the center here and meet up this attack. It's possible that I'll be able to do some airstrikes here to try and attack these guys, as they are fairly slow moving. And they're all bunched together, so if we just throw one down, let's say there,
Airstrike confirmed. Commencing
we may
countdown.
hit somebody with it. There we go. And that was a lucky guess, but it worked. We took out at least one mech and probably damaged a couple others. So we're going to come in here and attack this column. We're going to take out the LRM carriers first while the mechs just walk on by.
Psycho here. Okay, I got him. Psycho here. He's as good as dead. I copy, sir. Vehicle destroyed.
Okay, the mechs are coming back to attack.
Psycho here. Okay, I
Oh,
got
let's
him.
take care of this real quick.
Vehicle destroyed. Claymore
Okay.
reporting. That'll be my
Get that guy as we back off.
Claymore reporting. Someone likes me.
Okay, let's switch over to the shootist.
Roger.
And I'm going to run
Go here. Okay, I got
so
him.
that we lose a bit of distance here. Oh,
Claymore reporting.
there was a
Copy that,
Liao
target.
mech still around, but we didn't know because they have
Okay, I got
ECM.
10-4. Claymore reporting. Someone likes me. Claymore reporting.
Okay, let's keep
Copy
backing
that,
off
target.
here.
All right.
Should be able to take the shootist at range.
Dead. You're dead meat. Roger.
Okay, we're going to get across the river.
Claymore reporting. Someone likes me.
Fortunately, Claymore's taking a lot of damage. So let's go ahead and take Claymore and have him go repair while the rest of the group... Oh, they destroyed the repair facility. So that must have been what that one mech was up to that we didn't know where it was. Well, that sucks. So we don't have a repair facility to do anything with, but I'll have him run off this way anyway. We have these three mechs, including you. Turn and shoot.
Worm here. Yeah, target locked in. 10-4. Show me something. That was pretty. Psycho here. Okay, I got
This is probably the last of the enemy.
So far, so good, Commander. You've taken out about half of the enemy, but you'll want to get any repairs done ASAP. There's another enemy group heading your way, and it looks like mostly heavy mechs.
All right, we're going to put a repair truck down then, because we don't have the repair facility, as it was destroyed by that one mech, which sucks, unfortunately, but we have the resources. I don't think there's any other resources to capture, though. I kind of underestimated how many enemy there would be. Oh, there's a building over here, so we'll go capture that. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and grab... Oop.
Hacksaw here. All buffed and shiny, boss.
Okay, that's what I want. Unfortunately, the command to tell them to go repair is the same thing. To tell the repair truck to repair is the same thing as selecting a unit, so I accidentally repaired Hacksaw when I wanted him to go run off, but that's okay. Okay, repair truck's almost done, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and stick it over here, although we can't really defend it. Okay, so we have our first enemy contact. Let's go ahead and do everybody except Hacksaw and start having them run over this way, well, where Hacksaw's ending up anyway, and see if we can meet the enemy here and help out Hacksaw in this confrontation. I don't know if Hacksaw's going to get there in time. Maybe Liao, because they're going for the flank here. But Hacksaw can't handle this himself, so...
Enemy resources captured.
Alright. Continue to group up here. So we've got a hunchback. Just do Hacksaw now. You should be able to fight the hunchback reasonably, as long as we keep our distance. Okay, here comes the rest of the, or at least these two. Keep attacking the hunchback as we move back. Okay, here comes the other two. So we have now linked up. Go ahead and switch over to the attack on this guy.
Psycho here. He's as good as dead.
Let's just keep backing up here as we switch to different targets.
Mech destroyed.
We have view of this hunchback. Let's attack that guy.
Worm here. Roger that. Target confirmed.
Okay,
Roger
let's
that.
switch our target to the closest unit.
Hacksaw here. It's as good as dead. Hacksaw here. Hey, I'm under fire. Roger that.
Okay, let's back off a little bit. Switch our target
Hacksaw
here.
here. Locking in
Keep
target.
backing off.
Claymore reporting. Copy that target.
Okay, switch to this target.
10-4. Psycho here. Okay, I got him. It's just you and me. Hacksaw here. Looks like I'm the target.
Okay, we're doing okay so far.
Yeah, that's right. Die. We get paid by the piece. Psycho here. He's as good as dead. Acknowledged. Yeah, that's right. Die.
All right, well, that takes care of that. Now, there may be some more units with ECM, so I'm going to run over here. We're going to grab the repair truck, and we're going to repair anyone that took damage. I'm assuming mostly Hacksaw here. And we'll just keep an eye on the sensors and see where we need to go to engage the next group as they come in. Go ahead and just tell the repair truck to repair Hacksaw. And we don't need repairs of anyone else, so that will work out just fine. So this is a little bit of a lengthy mission, it seems.
Hacksaw here. All buffed and shiny, boss.
Okay, let's just have the repair truck go over there. It looks like our repairs are done with. Okay. So we do have enough to call in a couple more repair trucks if we need it. Oh, here comes the enemy. So just on the edge of this sensor grid, do we see them? So let's start moving over there. Now there might be more capture points that I didn't see, which is, you know, perfectly possible. Okay, so we've got pretty heavy mechs coming in now. That was more of a medium group that we attacked a little while ago, hunchbacks and other various mechs. Now these are coming into assault and heavy mechs, so let's try and take out their longer ranged units like the catapults first.
Psycho here. Okay, I got
Although
it.
an Atlas is going to be able to attack us at range as well.
Claymore reporting.
Okay, let's switch over to the Atlas as he's in front.
Dom, I've got blood in my eyes. Roger that.
Just keep the distance and keep moving back. Taking very heavy damage on our one mech. I may have to remove him from the fight if we just keep taking this damage.
Claymore reporting. Someone likes me.
Alright, we have the Atlas taking some pretty heavy damage here. Now, once he's done with, though, that will be most of the opposition. Yeah, I don't want to take much more damage
Okay, I got him.
for Claymore. I may move him out of this fight,
I got him.
as the AI seems to want to focus fire on
Psycho here.
Claymore.
He's as good as dead. Affirmative.
Okay, let's switch over to the next closest mech, which apparently is this catapult.
Burg here. Yeah, target locked in.
Oh,
All right.
one mech got knocked over here.
Reporting. Someone
So
likes me.
that's enough for Claymore. Let's go ahead and have him run away somewhere over here, and then we'll go ahead and call a repair truck in. Not yet, I guess, because we can't see that area. Okay, can we see it now? Yeah, over here. That'll do.
Affirmative. Repair vehicle inbound.
Let's go ahead and grab the other group. And continue to fight here. And we'll back off. Okay, that catapult is down. As a matter of fact, let's stay in close because these guys are not going to be at an advantage there.
Stand still, maggot. Psycho here. He's as good as
Okay,
dead.
so what
Psycho here. He's
it
as
looks
good
like
as
is happening here is that they're trying to blindly attack my wounded mech, despite that they have more pressing threats right in their face. So that's fine with me. We'll just take these guys out as they run.
Burg here. Yeah, target locked in. Oh boy. Psycho here. He's as good as dead. Mech destroyed. Roger that.
Okay. Looks like we've got them. All right, let's switch over to the map so we know what's going on here. All right, well, I'm guessing we're going to have another wave come in sometime.
Claymore reporting. I'm ready to go.
All right, well, let's go ahead and put our repair truck over there where the other one is. Grab our units. Now, Claymore did get repaired there, but unfortunately still has some damage, and we went through most of that repair truck's ability to repair. All right, I'm not exactly sure where the next attack is going to come, but we're going to have to wait for it for now. I mean, we can do a little bit of patrolling as we go. See if we can pick up anything on our own sensors, as we have pretty good sensor range with the Cyclops. Now, it's possible they're going to attack from the other side of the river, but I don't know if that's true. I'm just going to come over here where we don't have necessarily great sensor coverage. And we'll just patrol until we find more enemy. Now again, there could be those mechs with ECM, so we don't know exactly where they're going to be. Okay, I'm not really seeing anything over here. Let's go ahead and patrol back. And we'll patrol over this way towards the sensor grid, and then we'll come on along and patrol this way. We could also get a scout helicopter in, but if I do that... Oh, we'd have enough for a repair truck. The scout helicopter, though, is purely on line of sight, and it can only visually see things. Now, of course, it's up in the air, so it has an advantage as far as that's concerned, but that does mean that we're going to have to keep a close eye on it so it doesn't get shot down. All right, let's go ahead and come over this way. I think I am going to end up getting a scout helicopter just to check over on the other side of the river. I'm not going to run over there with my units, but this seems like an awfully long time to wait for another wave to attack us. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I should be able to do it anywhere where I have line of sight. So I think the repair trucks technically give me that. So if we go over to where the repair trucks are, we should be able to call it in. Yeah, it looks like...
Scoutcopter is inbound.
Okay, so the scout copter, when it's ready, I will make command group 2 so that I can easily... Let's go ahead and tell it to go over this way. Okay, go ahead and grab command group. So we're still not seeing any enemy mechs coming in yet. I just heard a ping, so...
Scoutcopter reporting.
Oh.
Taking fire.
Okay. So it is a bunch of mechs with ECM. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, start moving this way. We know where they are, so we're going to start moving this way. Repair trucks are in vulnerable spots, so we'll start moving them out that way. All right, so that's what I thought might have been the case. It was mechs with ECM, so let's make sure the scout copter gets out of there. It might not actually get out, though, because it's not particularly well protected. Let's tell these guys to run. Let's grab our main group here and run over this way. So it was a group of mechs with ECM that were coming in from the rear, and our sensors don't see that, so we didn't know they were there until we got a scout helicopter. Unfortunately, we lost the scout helicopter right away because we weren't keeping a close eye on it. All right, well, here it is.
Hacksaw here. It's as good as dead.
Let's go ahead and keep moving our repair trucks further away and grab our command group yet again. So it's a Raven and a couple of these mentions.
That'll be my pleasure. Roger.
I think they might get to my...
Psycho here. He's as good as dead.
Yeah, they're making a beeline for my repair trucks, which, you know, honestly, I'll just let them have.
Repair truck reporting.
It's not like it's the end of the world if they take those out.
That was pretty. Claymore reporting. Copy that target. Yeah.
Especially if I get free shots on the enemy while they do so.
Claymore reporting.
And they took out the repair truck that didn't even have any repair capability. All right, well, that was the last of it.
Roger that.
So we had quite a bit of waiting there because of the ECM armed mechs that we couldn't see on the sensor grid, so we didn't know exactly where they were, and they were coming from behind us too, so...
Mission successful.
All right, now it's time for salvage, and we have quite a bit of money here, so... Honestly, all these mechs that we can salvage, we have, so... At this point, we're just doing it to turn a profit. In my mind, so... Let's go ahead and... just see what we can do the most of. Honestly, I don't even know if I care. I'll just do a couple things. There we go. It does get to a point where as you get this far into the campaign, there really isn't much of a point in buying mechs, because you've salvaged everything to the point that you have at least a couple of every mech that's in the game, which I believe we've already done. A lot of kills for Hacksaw. Really, it's the clan mechs that we... some of the heavier clan mechs that we don't have a lot of. And we will be able to purchase those through Davion, but right now, we don't have a means of doing that because they're not up for offer yet. Usually takes a few missions for them to give you all the mechs that are available from a faction. So getting a lot of kills there, and we got a number of uncommon valor medals. All right, well, that's going to wrap up that mission.
Thank you, Commander. I cannot express my
All
gratitude.
right, and of course, we'll take a look at the mission briefing in the next video. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is MechCommander signing out.